This is Jim Tyrell from Designatic, and he's one of our very successful clients here at Rapid Product Growth. He's going to talk to us about how he jump-started his coaching and consulting business.
Thanks for having me.
Can you tell me a little bit about what it is, who you are and what it is that you do?
I help non-technical SaaS founders deliver their software faster. I've found that non-technical SaaS founders get taken advantage of by agencies in the marketplace, and I help unmess the mess and probably a 5 or possibly 6-figure bill that really isn't getting them where they need to be. A lot of delays, a lot of headaches, a lot of sleepless nights, and generally in just a couple of days, we get them back on track and either correct the team that they're currently working with or get rid of that team and go find a new one.
So it's non-technical SaaS founders basically launching new SaaS businesses, and you're helping them kind of unmuck their delivery and basically requirements and working with outside vendors. Well, can you tell me some of the frustrations and problems you were having before we started working together on Rapid Product Growth for your agency?
Yeah, absolutely. I was doing what all the gurus were saying, right? Post on the socials, make YouTube videos, get a Twitter account, be on Facebook, post daily, post things in groups, go be members of groups, go make friends with people that are your avatar. And frankly, I just found it all very exhausting. I was religious for 3-4 months, at least on Facebook. And in that time, basically opened up one conversation and that was it. And that just return on investment just was not working out for me. It wasn't anything I was really enjoying. I enjoyed the content. It certainly lights me up to talk to people and to listening to where their problems are and figuring out how we can get to a solution there. But to do all that work and really essentially only have one paying client and not really that many email addresses to go market to just really wasn't working for me.
That's such a common refrain. A lot of people are finding that organic reach isn't what it used to be. And really good advice that worked 2-3 years ago just isn't working like it used to. And it's great to write, and clarify your thinking, but you do, at the end of the day, you want to have a business as well. There's so many programs out there. What is it that made you want to work with me and Rapid Product Growth?
Yeah, over the course of 2024, I tried a couple different programs. I worked with a guy who was all about friend requests and using VAs to go do that. And that just didn't work out. A little bit later on, I worked with a guy who, admittedly, he's really upped my game of writing and how I communicate about what it is, what I do. My Facebook posts have certainly gotten a lot better, and I certainly am writing a lot better. And of course, for years, I've been watching various people speak to using ads to go get leads, go do lead magnets and whatnot in the coaching space. And at the end of the day, just none of them really resonated with me the way that you did. As I was served a Facebook ad by you, I get like this kind of meta, maybe ironic, maybe. I'm not really sure what the right words are there. But you were speaking to how you help SaaS founders use Facebook ads to go find people to talk to. And that story is at least 3, 5, 10 deep on my Facebook feed with different companies putting that message out there. But there's a little bit of something in your headline that kind of caught my eye around using what I would label the scientific method to go about your Facebook ads. And over the course of a couple of days, I watched a couple of your YouTube videos, probably got retargeted on some Facebook ads. And before I knew it, I was really impressed with the methodologies that you were talking about, right? This idea that for a $3 test, you can validate whether a headline is good or not against others.
Yeah.
And that is just really powerful. I also was hoping for, and you've delivered on, just explaining how the Facebook ecosystem works. I've tried my hands at a few different ads over the years, worked with some people along the way, and I just really had never cracked the code in a way that made sense against the money I was spending and the kinds of leads and contacts that I was getting. So far, I've been very happy with the progress so far and where we're at.
I think that's one of my favorite things, especially for headlines, to have people learn, because that is, 80% of an advertisement is the headline, And so if you're able to evaluate the 80-20 like that in 24 hours, it gets you way closer to something very viable and really, basically how can we shorten the feedback loop? How confident are you now that you have these methods that you're going to be able to use advertisement and basically leverage to be able to save time and energy building your customer acquisition system now that you have these methods?
So what your process has taught me is that there is a methodology to the madness of very expensive A/B testing at a much more efficient price point. Said a little more succinctly, wrapping up today, I threw, I think, 70 some headlines into the ether early yesterday morning at 4 a.m. We're not quite done with a test 48 hours later, 2 days later. But by the time I wake up tomorrow morning, all that ad spend will be spent and we'll have enough views and some ideas about what words are going to work. If you flip one word in a headline, it goes from non-performing to performing. And if you don't have the skills to be that copywriter, I'm probably not that person, but I do know the ideas of what it is I want to be testing and validating for 10 headlines for $30. It's just a much better way to go about this. We've worked on creative as in imagery and pictures to use with the ad, pain points that my avatar is thinking about that were certainly better than just me making it up. And just in general, we've created a ecosystem of creatives and words that can be brought together to then test in a way that pretty much on day one started working, which honestly was shocking.
I love it when when people see that, like, wait, now I have phone numbers of people who have the problem I solve. It's really fun to see that.
Yeah, it's amazing to me that you get phone numbers and email addresses. Like within the first day, I had 4 or 5. I'm really excited with what we're getting, and I'm starting to get some conversations going with people that make sense as to people that should be interested in what I can help them with and are having the problem that I've helped a lot of others with. So I'm super excited with where we're at today and looking forward to early next year when I can crank the ad spending and get some more people in the hopper to talk to.
Crank it. Yeah. So what would you say is the like biggest gold nugget that you found in the program? Now that you've gotten this far, you basically have, you know, a functioning acquisition system at this point. Yeah. What's a gold nugget that you'd want to share with somebody in your position who might be in the same position as you were, who's watching this video right now?
To figure out the ads ecosystem and have had it not work for you, and you have not used science or the scientific method of hypothesis and testing to do that work, you probably should come to this program and give it a try. It's of all the things I've looked at, you know, I've probably worked with 3 or 4 people that have done Facebook ads. This is by far the best program of anybody I've talked to or been around speaking to how to run ads in a way that to my mathematical engineering mind makes sense, right? It is a thing that I could do as a non-copywriter, as a scientist engineer.
Over this time period, how would you say your life and your business has changed since coming through the program?
I have confidence that as I look to 2025, I am going to find the people that I need to be speaking to in a cost-effective manner against ad spend. And I anticipate my return on ad spend should be at a point where my offer against my ad spend should be self-liquidating. And it really is just a function of how much am I willing to spend? How am I going to bring on people into my ecosystem? And how do I run my group program to help non-technical SaaS founders get rid of the mess and the muck, to your words, that they find themselves in as people not knowing how to run software projects.
Where do you think you'd be right now if you didn't, you know, take that action, if you didn't take the risk and dive into the program?
And I'd be up a creek without a paddle. What I was doing prior to this just was not working. As I mentioned, I worked with somebody about friend requests, copy, tried working with a guy around YouTube ads who just didn't deliver. Without this, I frankly, I don't know what I'd be doing. I would be in a world of hurt without the promise of what we've set up here with the ecosystem of ads and the testing that we've done to come to this point.
You've come a really far. It's great to see from my point of view. Is there, you know, if someone's watching this and they're on the fence about joining the program, what would you say to them?
What's stopping you? What else are you going to do? Warren Miller makes ski movies.
Yeah.
I always butcher his quote, but his quote is something along the lines of, if you don't go skiing this year, you'll be 1 year older when you do. If you don't get your ads Facebook strategy in the books and working for you, what are you going to do differently? It's going to be a year later until you get it figured out. Might as well do this today.
I love those Warren Miller movies. I used to go see those with my grandpa. Jim, thank you so much. And thanks for sharing a bit of your journey here for everyone watching. I really appreciate it.